Hey guys, what's up? How y'all doing? I'm here to talk to you guys about Attack on Titan, the final season on part 3, which will be on episode 1, if anything, on anything, So, other words, this is pretty much like, whatchamacallit, the 29th episode of Attack on Titan, the final season. So, yeah, if you guys know, the Attack on Titan thing has been like this final part or final episode is going to be a little bit different. Final episodes of Attack on Titan is going to be a little bit different. So, yeah, this is the first half. The other half, which I believe will be the final half, will show up towards the very end of the year of 2023. Those of you guys who've been keeping up with the Attack on Titan news and how they were going to do this, you understand where I'm coming from. So, if by all means, let's just get this started right away. We have to it. Eren has a dream with Mikasa or having a flashback, and Eren thinks about how he's going to be destroying everything, Eventually, he'll meet a boy that he will save from a bunch of people who apparently will punish him physically for, like, pickpocketing or stealing, Eventually, we get to see that those boys will eventually get trampled on by the freaking colossal titans because, the rumbling is going to be destroying everything in their path, Really sad stuff. And then they did do a lot of good drama scene with, like, the people running away trying to survive against the rumbling, etc. Then we get to see a scene with Eren's as his young self saying, hey, this is freedom, This is really cool. Hey, Armin, what do you think? And then we get to see Armin and Annie talking with each other about the situation, especially about when Armin was going to Annie all the time throughout the 4 years, that kind of thing. And eventually we see to it that everybody ends up having to, like, reach the place where they could make the flying boat be repaired, kind of thing. Falco freaks out at realizing what's happening here and there. Gabby and Pieck tries to calm him down, that kind of thing. We see a scene with Annie and Mikasa talking with each other, They end up having to exchange a couple words about, like, the situation here and there. Annie says, I'm not going to fight anymore. I'm done, I don't want to do this anymore, kind of thing, etc. But we have to it that eventually Levi is continuing to try to walk up and trying to talk to the person who knows where Eren is. We have to it that what's her name? Yelena? I think Yelena ends up having to tell Levi and the others about what Eren looks like and where he is possibly, Eventually, the next day comes about and the boat was getting ready to go about and everyone getting ready to take separate ways to go to, like, to Eren's location where he's at, However, we see Flock, who was able to survive by clinging onto the ship somehow and ends up showing up out of nowhere and shoot everyone and shoots the boat's fuel tank for a bit. Mikasa kills him with the attack of her ODM gear, and then we see to it that Flock, on the other hand, ends up having to fall over, etc., and everyone realizes it was Flock the entire time. We had to it, everybody else is really trying to, like, fix things up, especially on the flying boat field location or part, We had to it, Flock says his final words telling them, please, guys, don't go after Eren right now. Eren's our only hope right now to protect Paradis Island and our people. Don't be this ridiculous kind of thing. And I understand where he's coming from. I know a lot of people do not like Flock for what he's doing, but you have to understand that this guy's actually either trying to help and protect Eren and at the same time protect Paradis' future, because Paradis is already an object of hate and they want to get rid of it. You know how that works. That's how humanity, how the world works, kind of thing, etc. And we have to eventually, that freaking, like, Flock says his last words, and Hanji therefore closes his eyes and tells Flock, I know, but we can't give up either, You have to understand that. And we have to it eventually that Hanji therefore goes into action and tells everyone that I'll take the wing and give you guys enough time, Eventually, Hanji, before she goes off, says her goodbyes and giving leadership to Armin and says her goodbyes to Levi. Levi tells Hanji, give your heart, offer up your heart or give your hearts and spirit, We have to it, eventually Hanji, on the other hand, ends up goes into action, buying enough time for all of them. The way how the anime does her sacrifice, etc., was much more better and emotional than what was done in the manga. I mean, it's kind of complicated. You get the idea. The way how they handled it in the end, and eventually Hanji bought enough time to like give like everyone else to get away. Hanji will later on join with their comrades in the afterlife, wondering if the flying boat made it, and Irvin greets her saying, "Hey, they made it. You don't have to worry." And Hanji's like, when you were gone, it was a pain in the neck, dude. You gotta listen to my story, and it's gonna be so annoying. But Irvin in the afterlife with Hanji's like, "Hey, I'm here to listen to you, all the way. Everyone is, that kind of thing." Eventually, the next part of the scene comes about where everyone is trying to make their plans of what to do next because they know how Eren looks like, etc. Levi says that he'll take care of Zeke himself once he finds him because kill him off and possibly you could stop the rumbling and etc. As for everything else all considered, we have to it that Reiner exchanges many words with Connie and John about the situation, how they managed to make a lot of sins and they can't atone for it. The least they can do is to at least stop Eren from destroying all of humanity. Reiner believes that Eren wants them to stop him because he won't be able to handle the fact of killing all of humanity, which is pretty much true. Unless you're really psychopathic and all that, you'll get the idea. Even so, by that time, we have to it that everyone with the excluding Oyakampan ends up being in the area called the Paths. This is where Mikasa, Armin, John, Connie, Levi, Pieck, and Reiner are pretty much taken by Eren into the past, We have to, they try to exchange and tell Eren to stop. We'll help you out. We can figure something out together. You don't have to slaughter everything. And Mikasa is like, I want to carry the sins you have onto me as well. So please come to your senses kind of thing. And it's understandable. All of them is really trying to get Eren back to his self or wake him up, snap him out of it, However, it's not really working out, and Eren therefore announces to them that he will not take away their powers or their freedom. So, in order to save my freedom and Paradee's freedom, I decided to sacrifice the world. However, I won't take your guys' freedom or your powers. So, knowing that you and I will not be able to back down, the only solution we have is to fight. So, if you want to stop the rumbling, you have to stop me from ever taking a breath, or in other words, you have to kill me. That's the solution. I'm not going to accept anything else beyond that. And by that time, everyone ends up being shocked at what Eren told them, and they go okay. Levi therefore asks Armin okay, what should we do now, Commander? And we get to see another scene on the train where we get to see some Marleyans and then Eldians on the train trying to get to the ship in order to survive, get to a certain location. However, we have to that all the ships ends up flying off to go make a bombing against the rumbling and Eren's Titan form, We had to it that we get to see a Marleyan commander or general, whatever his name is, or whatever rank he is, ends up making a speech and tells everyone, this is not your guys' fault. It belongs to the fault of the adults, We used hatred. We nurtured it. We believed it will save us. But in the end, we end up making a monster that's coming back saying, hey, I'm here to return all this hatred to you, so I'm ready to annihilate all you guys to the afterlife kind of thing, Eventually, as the general makes a speech or whatever rank he is, he ends up saying, if I'm given the chance to see another tomorrow, I promise you I will not make the same mistakes, and that goes for the rest of you as well. So please, lend me your power, lend me your aid in order to make a better future. And we had to it that Reiner's mother, remembering all the times of how she managed to care for him and used him as a tool, In the end, she feels remorseful because she was never actually a mother in the end, And we have to it Annie's father, who was her stepfather whatsoever, feels the same, saying that he used her as a stepping stone to have a good life whatsoever, But eventually the airships gets into the range of the bombing. However, Eren therefore makes a Beast Titan out of Zeke and throws a bunch of debris and destroys the ships. we had to. Everyone in despair realizes that there's no hope at all, and they get ready to accept their fate. And we had to they see a ship coming down and see a bunch of like ODM gears, including like the two warrior titans of Marley go into action fighting. And we have to it that everyone like Mikasa, the group, and Levi, and then Reina, and then Piet get ready to go into action, and Armin therefore says, Eren, I'm gonna ask you this: which part of your heart is actually free? And the special part 1 of the episode ends off there. So yeah, pretty crazy stuff seeing what happened here and there, and it looks like to me the action is gonna keep on going, but it won't show up until almost towards the end of the year 2023, pretty much around fall 2023. That's the only solution, because that's what I heard, that's what I read up on, that's what I was rumored to be given. So looks like to me it's not over yet, guys, and not a bad start of the first part of the finale. The second part will come about towards around fall 2023. We don't know. So until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Ta-da!